So environmental scanning is what we do when we're typically looking out into the environment and we're looking at all of those different sectors that I talked about before. And this is where we examine the economic, the social forces that influence our organization. So this may include also looking at things that we mentioned on the previous slide, because we want to look at the long-term composition of our labor force and the future availability of employees. We have to make sure that we have the right people in the right jobs at the right time, because if we don't, this could drastically impede our business. Environment. How do we do environmental scanning? We can do this through something known as the pest analysis. And the pest analysis refers to the P, which equals political, the E, which equals economical, the S equals social, and the T, it stands for technological advances. So those political factors that we may look at things like Social Security, minimum wage. Many of you may have heard of this ongoing debate about raising minimum wage to $15 an hour. These are some political factors that could affect the way a company does business. Right now, today, the minimum wage is at $7.25 per hour. If employers now have to pay $15 per hour as minimum wage, now you can only get one employee, whereas before you would have been able to get two. Some other political factors that we may look at are things like paid sick leave. We're seeing many more employers really take a look at how they're offering sick leave to their employees. Also looking at how they offer maternity and paternity leave to employees. Domestic partner benefits. As we pivot into an environment that is more socially acceptable of domestic partners, these are people that we have to take into consideration when we're offering benefits to our employees as well. And so your role as the HR professional is make sure that you know the laws and understand how they affect your organization. You also want to make sure that you look at the policies that you have in place. So many of us have written policies about leave, paid time off, things like that. These different political factors could affect the way your company implements those policies. And you'll want to make sure that you train your people leaders on these laws and regulations. One of the other recent laws that came down was about asking employees about, or job candidates about, previous job, salary, or compensation history. You want to make sure that when you have managers interviewing candidates for different roles, that they're not asking those questions that are deemed to be illegal.